there's a lot of people that don't get along in this sphere. But I gotta say, when you see stuff like this happen, it's just very disingenuous of a lot of people to be against cancel culture and then not be making videos about what is going on here. I think that a lot of us in this space that have been talking about cancel culture and all of these kind of things are this is it. To move forward a little bit to what's going on now, because we've talked about your history of cancellation and how much you guys have had to deal with, and it's I believe this to be a constant thing because I've been around your circles for a while now, and I feel like what you said, I actually think it's really interesting that you said if you want to get into the comic book industry, maybe don't come to Comicsgate like just yet, because there's just so much involved with this movement, because it is a movement and there is definitely something that you're trying to change within this industry. And so I think that that's a really interesting perspective. So going forward with that, now we come to basically today where like a couple weeks ago, I guess, that you guys were canceled from the Chicago Comic Book Expo, otherwise known as C2E2. And that's why I wanted to bring you on today, because I wanted you to talk about that. I wanted you to kind of say from your perspective, what exactly happened, what is going on with C2E2 right now?
Yeah, so I haven't been to a convention in like 6 years, I think, as a sit-down guest and, getting a booth and selling my wares. So I've been focused on building up Graveyard Shift, getting Godlike finished. So I hadn't been to a convention in a good long time, but people have been wanting us to get out to shows and, for these meetups and whatnot. So Shane Davis and I had been talking about getting out to a convention. And then we decided, we're like, let's do C2E2. And I think I think what kind of round that up was, it's center of the country. And we looked at C2E2. We had also considered New York Comic Con and another convention for down the road if everything went well, Emerald City in Seattle Comic Con. So all three of these shows are owned by the same people, and that's called Read Pop, Read Expo. So these guys own and operate C2E2 and New York Comic Con, I believe, are the number 2 and number 3 largest shows in the United States. So they're pretty huge. First would be San Diego, so which everybody knows, Comic Con.
San Diego Comic Con, yeah.
Right. So San Diego, it's the biggest show, but we're in our mind we're dipping our toes in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We knew
and the funny part is, John, because because I've been hanging out with you guys for a while, like it's just funny because one of the ongoing jokes was that Jon Malin never leaves his house.
Right.
And I heard through the grapevine that you were finally, you had agreed to go to C2E2, and we were all so excited for you because we were like, oh my God, Jon Malin's gonna finally leave his house and go to an expo to meet his fans, because I know there's a lot of people that have been waiting to meet you. So when this news dropped that they just
hold on, real quick. Let me put a note on that. Okay. I am the first Comicsgater myself and Richard, the first ones to leave our house to go to a convention. We did it back in 2018, and we met Comicsgaters then and there, and everyone saw I had functioning legs, and I went out there. I was, had a good time. So that was a good show, and that was down in Texas. So. And at that time, we're like, hey, our cancellation, we're probably okay to go to Texas. We were invited down there by the operator of that. I think he was friends with another guy that was in Comicsgate, or what became Comicsgate, Tim Lim. And so through him, myself and Richard were invited to go down there. So we were the first ones to ever go to a convention, even though there's the rumor that I never leave my house, but we did that.
See, look, breaking narratives already, John.
Yeah, I break it all the time. Nobody listens because it's better to think that John never leaves his house and that I don't have legs.
People are saying Pixar didn't happen, John.
Yeah, there are pics out there. I mean, I don't have them on hand. I was there, God damn it, whole weekend. All right. So anyway, so Shane Davis and I, we knew that people wanted us to get out to conventions. We had talked, the Comicsgate as a whole has talked about doing a thing called For the Fans Fest, which would be a show that would be something that we would just put on at a small venue, presumably a smaller venue. But that just didn't seem to get any traction other than, occasional talk. So I was already committed. Initially I was looking into smaller venues and trying to see about putting on a smaller show. But I knew that I was just it was too much for me to do. And so I'd contacted a guy who does a small local show, and tried to partner with him, but he didn't want to, so, I don't know if he knows I'm Comicsgate, or he may not want to help what he might consider competition. So I was just like, it's too much for me to take on. And then right around that same time, I started talking to Shane about doing shows. And so we're like, okay, well, we can just put that energy. Let's just do a show, and let's do a big show. So when we decided on C2E2, we didn't want to just be an artist alley. Like any artist can get into artist alley. You could be, you can just, I don't know, doodle on a napkin, and you can get into artist alley as long as you pay for the table fee.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know. I don't know what it'd be at C2E2. I don't know, maybe $400 or $500 or something like that. And you get maybe, I think they're maybe a 10-foot space, or maybe not that, maybe a 6-foot space in artist alley. We wanted to do it big. So what we did was we went and we got quoted on how do we set up at the absolute best location that comic book conventions have, which is right at the main opening. So when you walk into a comic book convention, what you'll see like, generally, at least you would, I don't know what's out there now, because I hear Marvel has pulled back their appearances, DC has pulled back their appearances. But initially what you see is it'd be like the doors would open, and then you'd see a big Marvel booth, and you'd see huge banners and, superheroes. DC would have a booth somewhere within maybe, I don't know, 100 feet of that. You see DC, oh, look at that. And then you'd see other things kind of peppered in there, other publishers, whatnot. But bigger publishers, like you would, like an IDW would be there, or an Image Comics would be there. It'd be like the spot for people that have a presence in the industry. But but you have to pay through the nose to get those spots, so they're not cheap. It's not $500; it's thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars, yeah.
So we said, if we're going to do this, all right, well, let's at least find out if that's at all something that is at all affordable, and so we found out that there was a rate. It was expensive, but it was in the realm of possibility, and we just started kind of working all the ideas out. Okay, well, we could crowdfund, we could do variant covers that join up, so then when we kind of got the plan together, we contacted we dealt with the C2E2 people, or a representative of C2E2, and that was kind of walking us through the process. And this is all the way back in July of last year. So, and everything seemed to be cool. And we're like, oh, okay, great. Everything looks like it's going to work out. The thing was that there was one point in the conversation where they said, because we're like, hey, at the time Ethan wasn't involved, and we're like, hey, well, we're two publishers, what do we do? And they said, well, if you want to go in as two publishers, that's 2 invoices, or there's the 20 by 20, so it'd be 2 10 by 20s put together, which is fine, or 20 by 20 under 1 invoice. And we're dumb. We're like, oh, well, 1 invoice is better than 2 invoices, for record keeping. We're like, yeah, we'll just put it under 1 invoice. So we put it under Shane's company, 9 Lives Comics. And then a month or 2 later, I think we got Ethan involved, because we were trying to finish up our own. I think I was raising money, I think, at the time for something else. Shane had a campaign that was about to launch, and we were just like, we're thinking we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's during that time. So, we're like, all right, well, let's get these things behind us. Then we're going to talk to Ethan. We're going to see if he wants to get in on this. And then we'll do a crowdfund, near the end of the year. and we'll announce it and whatnot. All the time we knew that we could get canceled for. There's never a moment where we didn't think that that wasn't a possibility. But we had gotten that far. Everything seemed to be going well. They didn't seem to have any issue with two people being two publishers being under the same 20 by 20 table. So when we did get around to inviting Ethan, we went, hey, Ethan, come on in here. Ethan said,
and by Ethan, we're talking about Ethan Van Sciver, guys, just in case you don't know.
Right. Yeah. So we all did 3 covers of our own books. We made you put them all together. They make one large image. That's the CG Triple Threat. But anyways, yeah. So now here we are 5 weeks before the convention. The convention is April 26th. So 2 weeks ago, maybe now, 3 weeks. No, maybe 2 weeks now. We get a disinvite, basically. Shane Davis.
Which one of you got it first? Like Shane, I'm guessing, because it was under 9 Lives.
Right. Shane is the point of contact. He's always been the point of contact. I've always been in the emails, and we told them we were 2 publishers at the time. But so now what they did was they said that Shane Davis was subletting to myself and Ethan, which basically it's not allowed. But the thing is, okay, all right, so I would say, yeah, you probably have an argument that we're subletting, sure, even though we went through the proper channels and we did all the proper things, and we were never at any point in time in any of our conversations did we think that doing that under one invoice was going to be a problem, because they never talked like it was a problem. They knew they were talking to 2 publishers that wanted to be at one booth. So
yeah,
they literally offered us 2 10 by 20s or 1 20 by 20.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, like there was never
they didn't seem to be a miscommunication. Like there was definitely like they knew what was going on.
Yeah. So anyways, they contact Shane, I think initially through an email saying that they need to do a phone call. And as I understand, Shane and Yanzi, I think his wife, called them. And it was a guy, Chris Delando, I believe is what his name is, basically telling them that, okay, well, you guys are subletting. And when Shane kind of challenged the subletting, as I understand, the guy kept talking over Shane. Like he didn't really want to hear the explanation on the subletting or work with us on any way. Because what should have happened is they should have said, okay, well, it's 3 of you guys, so let's divide this into 3. We'll just fix it, you know, instead of trying to turn it into like an embarrassing situation for anybody. Like, okay,
that's right.
There's going to be 3 there. Let's just be sure we divide this into thirds, and you know, we'll just clean that problem
and charge you the extra money for like the third person or whatever.
But I don't think it was like too much extra money. It's not like if anyone's like, oh, they're trying to save money by doing it, that wasn't the intention. Like we're probably talking hundreds of dollars, you know, like it's not going to be thousands of dollars. But even if it was $1,000 or $2,000 more, it's still a lot better than having to deal with the headache. You know, again, if we would have known that this was the process, we would have just got at the time 2 tables, and then when we brought Ethan, we said, well, let's make it 3 sections and make sure everything's going to be kosher. We didn't understand that. So, and they didn't want to work with that, but they didn't want to work with it because of the second part of why they were kicking us out, which is the guy on the phone when he was talking over Shane, allegedly, he brought up that basically Ethan and myself are harassers, non-defined what we were harassing, who we were harassing. There, you know, if there was even a complaint about harassment, whatnot. So through that, we were thoroughly kicked from the show. And of course, we've challenged it. It doesn't matter to them. So,
and then once that happened, from what I understand, you guys were talking to Anna, that Star Wars girl, another friend of yours, comic creator. She doesn't have her own comic, but she's an artist and a YouTuber, a friend of mine as well. Yeah. She also got her press pass pulled from this event, and they're covering that story now because she kind of, you know, made a few tweets about it. And from what I understand, she was on a live stream in the middle of the night with you guys when her press pass went under review. Yeah. Like, you know, she had a press pass to these events. As you say, these events are all kind of done by the same company. So, I mean, like, I think this company and the New York Comic Con are the same owners.
Yep.
So these guys basically emailed her and like pulled the press pass saying, you know, from what I understand, they did it because they wanted to say lack of diversity. Like that was their excuse that they gave her, which is really weird. This article from the Park Place goes into it saying, YouTuber and Twitch streamer Anna, aka that Star Wars girl, revealed that Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, or C2E2, revoked her press pass for the upcoming convention that is to take place later this month. That Star Wars girl announced her press pass was canceled on April 4th, writing on X, got the email C2E2 canceled my press pass. It's on. And in response to fellow YouTuber, that umbrella guy, she confirmed that she had previously been approved for a press pass, but it was subsequently put under review and then canceled. She wrote on X that they previously approved it, but put it under review. When they found out I was friends with John, Shane, and Ethan. It's total bullshit. So she believes that it is her association with you, Shane Davis, and Ethan Vaskyver that has caused this to happen. Do you think that that's the case?
Yeah. In my opinion, yeah, that is the reason. In my opinion, that is because we were on a late night stream. I think it was a Friday night. We were all streaming.
I heard Cecil say that it was like Easter Sunday that you guys were streaming in the middle of the night. I was like,
I don't know.
Or Easter Friday or something.
Pretty sure it was Friday. On Friday. Yeah. So yeah, she got contacted. Like her email was delivered into her inbox as we were streaming live, and it was either 1:30 in the morning our time or her time. I think her time because she's West Coast. And yeah, so somebody from C2E2 was probably watching that, and then they're like, "Oh, you." Okay, you're out too.
You're out.
It's almost like they want you to know, because what company is emailing you at 1 a.m? So they wanted her to know, I think, exactly why without having to say why.
Yeah. In another response to comic book creator Marco Bancroft, Anna revealed the press pass was revoked because she was not diverse enough. That's what they apparently said to her, that is the most bullshit excuse you could possibly use, because who doesn't want diversity in their comic book convention? Like what? Like what? They're saying that she's just not like you're too white to come to this place. Like that is so weird and racist. Like I just don't even understand. What is this excuse? She elaborated that in a separate thread, writing the reason C2E2 gave for canceling me was diversity requirements. I'm Azorean and Danish. What is Azorean? I don't even know what that is.
Azores. I think that's
the Azores, the little islands. That's right. Danish, African, and a few others. A true mutt. Azores population is this many people. California Azorans is 350,000. The world population is 8.1 billion. I like how she's like done the math for them. That's really funny. C2E2 and Chris Delando. You want us to believe that you care about diversity and minorities. I'm probably one of the most diverse women. I love how she does women that applied for press. You are full of shit. As she added. I mean, I love how Anna just, Anna's the type of person who just doesn't give a fuck. She will call out bullshit. And that is why I love her so much, because she's not going to fuck around with anybody. And then, so this happened. Now there's been an update to this situation, which I'm sure you are aware of, but I wanted to go through that update with you guys and the audience here. So she tweeted out today that this happened as well. So she said, yesterday I got an email from the vice president of C2E2 lecturing me about the code of conduct, among other things. Well, C2E2, I find it extremely ironic that you berate me when you don't even follow your own rules. Here is Mark Brooks, a guest of your con, threatening violence against my friends that you canceled. And that, I don't know who this well-read person is.
Well-read user. He's a comic skater.
But I know him. So here we go. This is the
Mark Brooks is a artist for Marvel Comics. So he hates our guts. by the way.
He really doesn't like you guys. I mean, clearly from this video, this is
and keep in mind that New York Comic Con is a part of Reed Expo. It's the same company that he's threatening to beat us up at. Go ahead.
Oh, that's right. Okay, here we go.
You believe that was me? Like I would hide under a name like Gabe, Shane, John. If you want to come see me in person, come see me. I'm going to assume if you're standing in front of me that I'm going to take all this weight I've gained and beat your fucking ass. So other than that, stay the fuck away from me. New York Comic Con in 3 days? Are you going to be in New York Comic Con in 3 days?
No, I'm not going to New York Comic Con.
Oh, why don't you get a ticket? Come see me.
You want to fight me at New York City Comic Con?
I'll fight you wherever you want. You coward.
Mark, you want to fight me at New York City Comic Con? Is that what you're saying?
Come on, coward.
You pussy. You insult my fucking 6-year-old autistic daughter. You run from
I
gay
didn't talk about your daughter. I talked about you, you coward, you violence and it's unsafe at conventions. You psychopath, you sociopath.
Oh my God.
You're completely wrong, you asshole.
You're completely wrong. Come see me.
You believe something that isn't true.
I'm such a woman. Come see me. This should be easy. How are you a no-brainer? Oh my God, this will be such a coup for you, the CG. Come see me.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this dude's like basically being like, I'm gonna come to New York Comic Con and fight me as if we're 15 years old. This is what Anna kept. The thread goes on. This is what she says. They want to lecture me about code of conduct when they allow a guy that threatened physical violence on my friends when all I did was call the guy that canceled my friend's booth and screamed at them over the phone a pussy because he is. Way to go, Anna. That's not harassment. Misguided. I was misguided. Misguided. I was just stating a fact at C2E2. Maybe you should follow your own rules before you lecture anyone and not accuse and cancel people of things with zero evidence when just some insignificant girl like me can catch your hypocrisy in 4K. It's embarrassing. Now, this is the rules of conduct that they have. This is what they... is this what they wrote to her? I would, however, like to address the manner in which you have responded to being denied. Yes. Okay. So C2E2, this is what they said to her. Okay. They said, I would, however, like to address the manner in which you have responded to being denied a press badge. It is one thing to feel C2E2 made the wrong decision and to air that belief publicly, but directing your frustration at one of our employees is not only disrespectful and misguided, but can have an effect on releasing a wave of vitriol, threats, and harassment on that individual. We would like to remind you that C2E2 adheres to the code of conduct, and then here's their thing, which takes into account.
All right, hold on 1 second on that. What they were talking about is they canceled her. Like they made the first strike, and then it's almost like they're complaining that she went public with it. We all of us in the comic book YouTube space, we all talk about industry news. Sometimes we become that news. There is nothing that Anna should have been like. What did they want her to do? Cover it up? Be silent? Like, hey, we canceled you. You're not supposed to talk about it. You're supposed to let it go under the rug. We don't want our names to be put out there after we disrespect you and try to humiliate you. Like what they're asking for is incredible. Like to say, let us fucking put our finger in your eye and you shut up and you take it.
That's exactly what they're saying. And it's disgusting. And I gotta say, man, I was a little bit disappointed with what's going on in the sphere of everything that's going on. And now I know that Comicsgate has a lot of enemies, and I know that there's a lot of people that don't get along in the sphere. But I gotta say, when you see stuff like this happen, it's just very disingenuous of a lot of people to be against cancel culture and then not be making videos about what is going on here. Yeah. Because I think that this is so important. This is exactly what's going on when I say things like we all need to come together and join forces and what we can agree on. I think that a lot of us in this space that have been talking about cancel culture and all of these kind of things. This is it. Being canceled, being a woman being told to shut up and not talk about what she's going through publicly because, oh, like, you know, behind the scenes, she's being canceled. So she better shut up. Why is she being canceled? Because she's hanging out with these guys that are completely, you know, persona non grata. These people have not, you know, they are not supposed to be friends with. Guilt by association. There's so much shit that is gone into this in this BS, and a lot of the content creators in this space have refused to even talk about this. It's embarrassing for a lot of people.
Nerdrotic,
I don't like it.
Nerdrotic, Gary, Yellow Flash. These are people that knew exactly what was going on and didn't say anything about it until Anna was canceled.
Well,
and even
I know
like,
Anna. Yellow Flash did say something on Flashcast. I was on that panel when he said it. And
yeah,
at least I appreciate
last
the
Saturday.
very least.
Yeah, he waited a week until the body was cold. Like, that's just it. The body is cold. Like, our body is cold. Anna's is a warmer body, so now people are talking about it. But our body is cold. Like, we're a week on this already, and people wouldn't just let the whole thing just go right under the rug because they don't like Ethan. So Yellow Flash does not like Ethan. Gary Nerdrotic does not like Ethan. So both of these guys turn blind fucking eyes. I
agree with you. And I think at the end of the day, like, you know, where I stand is that if you, no matter how much you dislike somebody, and there's a lot of people I dislike.
This is your bread and butter. This is what you do.
Exactly.
We are here because of protesting cancel culture.
Exactly.
It lands right in your lap, but you don't like somebody. So you guilt by association everybody else, and you sweep it under the rug. Yeah. You are unprincipled people. You are like little fucking bitches. You snicker and you have all your little feelings all up front. Meanwhile, you see this injustice going on, and you don't say anything about it because you want somebody to be hurt by it, and you don't care that there's other people being hurt by it. Like, that's the mentality that these guys are doing. These guys are not our friends. So
I mean, it's one thing to not be your friends.
My eyes were very much open now to what is going on. This girl-like behavior behind the scenes with Gary, which makes me believe a lot more things I've heard about Gary and his little pettiness. And now Yellow Flash. I didn't see that coming from Yellow Flash. I knew he had problems with Ethan, but I thought Yellow Flash had principles. None.
I mean, at the very least, I respect Yellow Flash for at least saying something on Flashcast, and I think
the body was dead. It was already dead. He only said anything because Anna got canceled.
Something for her friend, for her friend, which is Anna. At least he's not, like, you know, throwing her
That's
under
just
the bus and being like, you know what?
It's not just
Anna.
Hold on. It's not just supposed to be for your friends. If fucking Mark
Brooks,
I agree with you. That cocksucker right there, if that cocksucker was getting canceled, I'd say I don't agree with that either. I don't want Mark Brooks canceled because Mark Brooks had a bad fucking day on a stream. He's a piece of fucking shit. He should not be threatening anybody for sure. But I want the same opportunity that cocksucker has to get up into a trade show and to sell my wares, just like he does. That's all I ask for, an even playing field, not this fucking biased bullshit that's going on.
And that is what I agree with you on.
I don't want to see Mark Brooks removed from C2E2, New York Comic Con. I don't want to see it, but I don't want to see us removed either.
Exactly.
I don't take that as like a credible threat, but it is a fucking threat. There is a huge hypocrisy there. But I don't want the motherfucker canceled. He's a piece of shit. I don't want him fucking canceled. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. There's plenty of creators I don't like on this space, but if somebody was to be like, hey, the person that I don't like is getting canceled for whatever reason, I would be like, that's wrong. You need to, like, that needs to be a thing. Unless people are like literally like pedophiles or like, you know, proven pedophiles or like something like a criminal activity has taken place.
Yeah, you have a criminal record, you know, you have something, especially a pedo. Yeah, I think you should be fucking ousted. You know, this is a thing that is on some level, comics are still ideally for kids. You know, these comic conventions, a lot of parents bringing their fucking kids there. Yeah, kick out the fucking pedos.
Especially the ones that are like proven to be one. I mean, I'm not talking about insinuations.
No, I am talking about proven criminal record.
Exactly.
I don't like this fucking rumor shit. You know, like, show me a fucking criminal record. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah,
exactly. And I agree with you too. Like, I mean, I understand there's a level of just a level of disingenuity. Is that a word? Like that people are being disingenuous, and it makes it really difficult when you come to see that and see that there's just, that's what I always talk about, where I'm like, there is definitely something that there's a common battle here. There's a common cause. There's a common enemy that we've all been talking about. And for people to just decide, hey, I don't like this guy, so I'm not gonna say anything about this guy. The more we think in those lines, when they come for that person, no one will be around to talk about it when they come for you. And that's the thing.
Have lost all credibility in my eyes. All credibility. They're here for for the easy wins. They're here to talk about Disney all day long. But when something is right here in their own backyard, they don't say shit because feelings.
And it's very upsetting, honestly. And then going along with this cancel culture situation, and it's interesting because it kind of leads into the next topic here. And what we just said, when there's proof, when there's a proof and the evidence speaks for itself, when there's, you've been arrested,
hold on 1 sec. Before we go off topic, I want to add one more thing. So I promised people when we raised money for this, that because I always knew cancellation was a possibility, that I would be at that show one way or another. I do still have my room. Shane Davis still has his room. We're both planning on going there. We could get the rooms pulled out from us last second, but as of now, we still have our rooms there, which is going to be great because it's still in the guest area.
We'll good.
Be in the same hotel as all the other guests. So
they haven't really pulled you guys just yet.
No, we are out of the show. The hotel.
Oh, you're out of the show. But
the hotel is a block. So when a convention goes on, the convention will reserve X amount of rooms, 100 rooms, 200 rooms. So, but that's still the hotel's business. They're just saying, hey, hold on to 100 spots so we can get our guests in there. Well, we are removed from the show, but our hotel room is still intact because that's a separate entity.
Right.
So we are there. We have our rooms. Like I said, maybe there's something in their fine print agreement between one another where they could oust us. But as of right now, our rooms are still there. So because of that, I went and I bought a 3-day pass. It's like $130 or something like that. I bought a 3-day pass to go to the show. Because I'm like, well, I'm going to be right next to the show. I might as well be able to go in there and blah, blah, blah.
So you're going to go?
Well, I was. And last night they pulled that.
They did?
Yeah, they refunded my purchase, my 3-day pass. So Shane,
that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if they had your picture at the front gate, being like, this guy's not allowed.
They said if I show up, I'll be thrown out.
Wow.
Yeah, they said if I try to skirt this ban, I will be thrown out.
That's
on site.
It's unbelievable, man.
And that's a whole other level, because now I'm not attending as a vendor. I'm attending as just an
paying customer,
anybody off the street. So now they're background checking just a person who's buying a ticket.
That is
and the crazy thing is, there are rules, for a convention, right? I mean, just like any society. If they think, I think they want to think that in what we've only ever intended to do was to show up there at our $1,000 booth and cause trouble. We're there to sell comics. We are fucking comic book professionals. Just like those other cocksuckers out there. There's plenty of leftists out there that can talk all damn day about violence upon us, having cis people getting their teeth beat out with a baseball bat. You can do that all day fucking long, but they're worried about us. They're worried about us setting up there. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to start beating people up on the show floor? We're there to make business, just like those guys should be there to make business. That's what you're fucking there for. And now that I have my attendee badge or pass removed, what did you think I was going to do? You think I'm going to run up there and just start raising fucking hell? I want to see some people I haven't seen in fucking years. I've been around this industry for 24 years.
I guess they think that you're kind of they're expecting somebody like Mark Brooks to be like, I'm just going to go start fighting people.
If Mark Brooks started fighting people, that would be on Mark Brooks. Yeah. If I'm going in there, you think I want to get locked up in fucking Chicago?
I know, it's just like that is the most craziest thing to imagine, that like comic book professionals would want to go to an event to meet their fans, but they're going there to like beat up their fans, or like people other comic book creators they don't agree with, like they're gonna go like throw their tables and be like, "Go fuck yourself!" Like, what is going on at these shows? It's not a Jerry Springer show. This is the fucking comic book convention. I don't understand what they think is happening.
They will give the benefit of the doubt to leftists. Like, no problem.
Course.
Like, they're insincere about everything they say, but they won't give us the benefit of the doubt because we're political enemies. So, and I believe that the entire thing is, political. So,
I believe that too. I think this is way more political than people would like to say. This is about political beliefs. This is about religious beliefs. This is about maybe even this color of your skin, John, because you are a white man.
It could be.
And you're straight. I mean, honestly, the white man the straight white man has become almost like a minority at this point. Like, it's like you guys are just
it's a bit of a I don't know if I'd say conspiracy, but Chris Delando, he came from Marvel. So now he works there. I'm not sure what position he had at Marvel.
That's the guy that canceled you guys, right?
Right. That canceled our booth and apparently canceled Anna. So this is the guy that Shane had talked to on the phone, to the best of my knowledge. So that was Chris Delando. Now Chris Delando canceled Anna's pass. And the person who wrote me is a lady named Krista Rogers. This is, as I understand it, to be Chris Delando's girlfriend and the vice president of Read Expo. So
wow. I mean, these people all work together. This is like especially the comic book industry, the mainstream comic book industry that's run by politically, mostly leftist leaning people with agendas. It's a big incestuous place. These people all know each other, and they're like, they all know who's left, who's on the outside now. They're othering you guys. This is definitely an othering situation where people are definitely taking note of where you stand politically, and even with your activism and within what CG is about. I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're othering you guys. It's disgusting to watch. If it's only me, I'm gonna stand up and fucking yell as loud as I possibly can, because it's wrong what's happening. It's wrong what's happening. You can feel however way you feel about, especially Ethan, Shane. I mean, yourself. You can feel however you want about you guys. You may not necessarily agree with them, but it's wrong what's happening. This is wrong. And anyone who's a fan of theirs should be able to walk into a convention and see them and get their autograph and whatever else. And you as a customer should be able to walk into a fucking business if you want to. I mean, this is the most bizarre situation that I've ever fucking heard about. And the craziest part to me too, John, is that all these conventions and shit are dying. Like this is a very this is how they're going to be even losing more customers. It's like, you guys, the comic book industry is dying already. So that you want to go and cancel some of the biggest creators that are independent artists and the independent creators that are making some of the biggest comic books that you guys wish that you were making. It's nuts what's happening.
And the wasted money for the show space, the actual booth area that we reserved. So I mean, again, that's thousands of dollars that could have been put into the industry, now being taken out of the. It's back in our pockets, so I mean, that's good.
That is a good thing, yeah.
So Shane and I are looking to do something else as quickly as we can. So we already had we barely almost got into one show. They just had no good floor space. Like, it's hard to find a good spot without about 5-6 months advance.
That's understandable. You need a venue. I mean, anytime venue hunting is a freaking nightmare for anything.